We are talking about the road trips and last-minute travel plans you can still make ahead of the Memorial Day weekend. Joining us to talk about some of the top choices is Kimberly Schwinn with AAA. Kimberly, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
You chose a couple places that you like because we're not talking about too much time in the car from Central Ohio.
That's right. I looked at our top 10 driving destinations from Central Ohio and just picked a few that were within 6, maybe 7 hours from Ohio.
Which is enough time before the kids get too cranky, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And your first choice is Gatlinburg. Let's talk about that.
Yes, Gatlinburg, a very family-friendly place. You know, there's stuff to do for the whole family. Ripley's Believe It or Not Aquarium is amazing.
It is.
There's also lots of pancake houses. You can go hiking in the Great Smokies National Park. Just a great destination. Again, lots to do and see here. So, you know, would make a wonderful long weekend getaway.
And you're right, it is very family friendly there as
yes.
well. You can rent one of those beautiful cabins and just spend the weekend.
Lots of miniature golf as well.
Yes, indeed. That's right. I forgot about that. Chicago you like for obvious reasons, I'm sure.
Yeah, Chicago is, again, a great place to go. Lots of shopping and dining. Lots to do and see in the Windy City. Lots of museums as well. It's just about 5.5 to 6 hours away. So it, you know, makes a good road trip as well.
This is a place that you could leave on a Friday, get there Friday night, come back on Memorial Day Monday and have a nice trip out of it.
Yeah, right. And what you're looking at, that picture is actually of the Beans. So that's a famous place there in Chicago.
Good to know. Good to know. Next, Nashville, one of my favorite cities.
Nashville has actually become very popular over the last several years. We see more and more people going to Nashville. Lots of honky-tonks there. You can also go to the Bluebird Cafe, see some new artists. There's lots to do and see. Again, if you are into country music, or even if you're not, it's a great destination.
Opryland, we stay there. It's just such a cool place for families as well.
Right, exactly.
All right, your next choice, DC. Who doesn't love DC?
Well, and what a better time to go to DC than Memorial Day weekend.
True.
So, you know, DC is about 7 hours away, so just a little bit farther, but again, you know, a great destination. You can see all the national landmarks, Arlington National Cemetery, so there's lots, especially for Memorial Day weekend.
A good lesson for the kids on this.
Right, and again, we see
holiday.
DC becoming more and more popular as a driving destination. Lots of people are taking their kids there.
Right, all right, let's move on to Cedar Point.
Cedar Point right here in Ohio.
Who could forget?
So yeah, you can make a day trip out of it. You know, a wonderful park. I absolutely love Cedar Point. I actually used to have season passes when I was growing up. So, you know, so much fun up there. And they have the new roller coaster, the Gatekeeper. So
I know more adults going to Cedar Point these days than kids.
Yeah, well, it's fun for the whole family.
Right, right. All right, and last on your list, Ohio State Parks. We forget those often.
Exactly. You know, right here in Ohio, we have so many state parks that are so close to us. You can go hiking, fishing, boating. There's lots to do in the state parks as well. You don't even have to stay overnight. You can just go and enjoy the park for the day, maybe have a picnic. Great place to have your Memorial Day picnic.
All right, now I know parents who I don't think left home the first 3 or 4 years that their kids were born because they don't want to have to deal with them in the car.
Right.
You've got some answers for concerned parents that would like to take these trips.
That's right. You know, the whole "are we there yet?"
Right.
Well, you can keep them occupied. We actually have in our AAA travel store lots of games for these kids to keep them occupied. This one is actually the license plate game. You remember you used to play that?
Yeah.
Well, it's actually attached by strings, and you can flip it over when you see the different license plates. We have, you know, these fun little neck pillows, activity books. We also have bingo as well. So lots of different games to keep the kids occupied.
I love that they've actually made that a real game, not
I know,
just one that we played,
fun?
right? And then one thing we don't want to forget in all of this is the safety factor.
Right, make sure that you have a roadside assistance kit. You know, we see lots of people driving throughout Memorial Day weekend, and inevitably some of these people are going to be stranded.
And you always feel terrible when you drive by those people on the side of the road.
So you really want to make sure that you have an emergency assistance kit. You know, make sure you have some food and water, jumper cables, road flares so people can see you, flashlight, first aid kit. Just make sure that you're prepared to be stranded. That's what we always say.
If that's something you don't want to go pick up at the store, is that something we can get from AAA to make it easier for us?
We actually sell these kits right here. They're about $30, but they're cheaper for members.
So it's all done for you.
Exactly.
All right, Kimberly Schwinn, thanks so much for being here this morning.
Thank you.